Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time I really think I did you a solid, as today I'm going to go over 20 or so different tech products for the office, garage, outdoors, home, and everywhere in between that I find super useful. If you have been around long enough, you've seen me talk through everyday carry items or truck loadouts for emergency preparedness, but today is straight tech. The gadgets and tools that make my everyday life happier, more enjoyable, and more productive. I'm going to review everything on this wall and more, and there's no filler with junk or cheap gadgets. As always, I'll leave links in the description below. All right, let's get into it. First off is my Philips Hue Lights, which you're seeing in this office setup right now, and it's a combination of their regular color bulbs as well as their play light bars. This is how I get the red glowing light from behind my monitor or the greenish bluish light bouncing off my office door from my tool chest. I also have them above my built-in cabinets to create some nice ambiance when the mood calls for it. The reason I have these are twofold. First, as I sort of mentioned, beyond my giant Amaron light that is above my head for these talking headshots, I wanted other lights in the room to make the room more dynamic and interesting for these videos. I'll turn them off so you can see what it's like without them. Hey Siri, turn off office lights. And then when it's video time, I can say, hey Siri, turn on studio time. And all the accent lighting in my office comes to life. Reason 2 is simply if I'm working at home or on other projects and I want more light in the room, I can use these to easily give additional light where needed. Besides the fun colors, I will usually use the adaptive lighting setting built into Apple HomeKit, so as the day goes on, the color temperature of all my lights will adjust from warmer to cooler and back to warmer tones at night to mimic the sun rising and setting throughout the day. This ensures I'm alert when I need to be and works with my circadian rhythm. Staying with the light theme, but pocket edition, is my new Olight Arkfeld Pro. Of all my pocket torches from brands like Phoenix or Streamlight, this is my new favorite. First off, it's flat in design so it never rolls off the table and it fits in the pocket great. It does this with this deep two-way clip that allows the light to sit low in my pants pocket. But if you need it on your head, it easily slides into the brim of your hat as well, so you can be hands-free if you are rummaging through the dark. Now, I've been back and forth on rechargeable versus disposable battery lights now for some time, as there are a number of pros and cons, but I've made up my mind and I'm officially team rechargeable. My anxiety of not knowing if my flashlight is close to being dead when I take it out camping or on a hunting trip far outweighs my anxiety of SHIT hitting the fan and we are without power and I need to have a stockpile of double or AAA batteries. Now with having massive power banks and solar panels in my arsenal, this worry is far lower than ever before. Now I just top off my flashlight every few adventures and I can be confident I'll have enough juice. On top of that, many rechargeable lights now have built-in meters that will tell you how much life is left. If I click the power button here, you'll see that I'm at 100%. On this particular model, I can hold the button to change between different light intensities or strobe modes, but I also have this switch that will change between a laser or even a UV light. So it's good for finding pest bugs in your garden at night or blood trails, bad for looking at your bathroom and toilet area, especially if you have young kids. Seriously, I don't recommend you try it. Blah. The honorable mention light goes to the Black Diamond Spot 400R light, R for rechargeable. If you really want a dedicated headlamp. It has a spot and flood mode, red light for night vision, is super light, waterproof, and goes on every outdoor adventure I go on. Since I mentioned it, I have here the Ecoflow River 2 Max. For camping, we usually go to places without power, and so I upgraded from one of these smaller Anker power bricks that would usually be just enough to keep my wife's and I's cell phones topped off, but nothing more, and it was always cutting it close. With this new unit, I can top off our electric cooler, our phones and Apple Watches, flashlights, and more, and have plenty of juice to spare. This unit is 1000 watts of output, and for emergency situations, I've tested it running my router and Wi-Fi, and even both a fridge and stand-up freezer in the basement at the same time, and it did both, no problem. You can charge it via USB-C, with a normal household outlet, or even using solar. And it has all the various outputs you see here. And I've charged this with a number of different solar panels that I have, and it works quite well. These Ecoflows use the latest lithium iron phosphate battery technology and will last many thousands of cycles before they begin to lose some of their charging capacity. I'm noticing a theme where one item is related to the next, and it sort of makes it easy to figure out what I should discuss. As I said, I've used my Ecoflow to charge my electric cooler, and for that, I'm talking about that beast right there, the Anker EverFrost. I'm just going to leave it back there, but I bought this as a Kickstarter this year, mainly for our camping trips, and this thing has been awesome. For years, we've used our Yeti, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it was always the same old mini nightmares. First off, at least half of the cooler was ice. Depending on the weather and length of the trip, you sometimes had to do ice runs for more ice, and when it melted, you had water going into the package of hamburgers and then into the container of spinach dip and over the mouth of your favorite beverage cans, and no more of that, thanks. Then what came into my life was this cooler, and I can tell you I'm never going back. Yes, it has its own challenges. This battery will only last about 36 hours, so unless you supplement it with solar, a generator, or you have a second or third one of these on hand that you can swap out of the unit, if you're out and about, you're going to have to be fighting the clock. If you are hosting a party at home, however, it's no problem. Simply run an extension cord and plug it in, and basically you have a portable refrigerator. Another reason I love this machine is if the power did go down for an extended moment of time, with solar I can unload stuff from our fridge or freezer and save a large amount of food. And heck, I can set this thing down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit if I wanted to. If we wanted to bring drinks to a kid's soccer game, we can throw them in there and go. No more trying to remember to buy 20-pound bags of ice. Speaking of being prepared, here I have the Milwaukee Tool M18 Inflator, and like everything I'm reviewing today that is rechargeable, it uses lithium batteries. Because of this, I flat out sold my traditional air compressor unit after I saw that everything I ever did, I simply used this machine. Since I'm not running air tools like nailers or air ratchets, and I just need to fill up tires on our vehicle, camper, bikes, utility trailer, and things of that nature, this thing fits the bill perfectly. It comes with different attachments like a needle for soccer balls, and you can just hold a button and you can fill up that ball or blow up tube or whatever the case may be. But the real magic is for tires. After you screw on the tire attachment to the valve, you simply change the setting to whatever PSI is needed, hit a button, and the pump will automatically inflate the tire to the exact pressure you need and stop when it is done. Before any long road trip with the vehicles or our camper, or simply to top off when the cold of winter hits, I'll circle our rides in a couple minutes and have everything inflated perfectly in no time. Saying hello to its little brother, I have a new to me Fanttik portable inflator that I just got over Black Friday. This one charges via USB-C and can also charge other devices via the regular USB port. This one's a little bit slower, maybe a little bit louder than the Milwaukee, but you cannot beat the size. Often I wanted to keep an inflator in my vehicle just in case, but the size of the Milwaukee was sometimes a bit too much and a little more expensive to keep in multiple vehicles. For travel, this comes with its own little travel bag and a hose that connects to the top. And like the Milwaukee, you can set a PSI and let it run until it hits the correct pressure. But on top of that, you also get a little flashlight that you can leave on or have flashing in case of an emergency. While we are talking about vehicle goods, I want to talk about one of my favorite products many years running, and that is the Noco Boost Plus GB40. This unit is a 1000 amp, 12 volt portable lithium battery jump starter that's good for engines found in full-size pickup trucks. No joke, I've recommended this unit more times than I can remember. Every winter season and each year have at least a couple stories sent back to me from family or friends on how this got them out of a jam because their vehicle battery had died. I myself have used this a number of times on my own vehicles, as well as others that found themselves in unfortunate circumstances while we've been out camping or adventuring wherever. True lifesaver, especially when you don't have someone else around you to jumpstart you with the typical cables. This unit charges via USB, but also can be used as a battery pack to charge other devices via USB, and also comes with the built-in flashlight for other roadside emergencies. Let's take a moment in this video and talk about how I charge most of this stuff. On my desk, I have the Anker 525 charging station, which is a 7-in-1 unit consisting of a couple USB-A's, a couple USB-C's, and also a few household outlets on the back. Generally, I have it right here to my left of my Mac Studio, and this has been awesome for charging my various flashlights, tools, iPads, mice, whatever the case may be. Before, I used to use all the various adapters and plugs, but I went away with all of it, and now I just use this unit on my desk for the most part, and it's always plugged in and ready to use. The cord is really heavy duty, and the unit looks good, and the LED lights let you know it has power, and flashes when you plug something in and it begins to charge. And yeah, not sure what else there is to say other than it's just a quality product. Keeping with the theme, I use the Belkin MagSafe 3-in-1 wireless charging stand on my dresser for charging my iPhone, AirPods, and Apple Watch Pro. At night, being able to essentially set my devices on this unit and have them ready to go in the morning is a game changer and beats the crap out of using all those various cords that continue to fall behind the dresser, or they're not able to charge because there's random pocket lint stuck in that charging port. And as of iOS 17, as I pointed out in a past video, you can now turn your iPhone into landscape mode and even use the charging stand as an alarm clock or to view other widgets on your screen. While I'm talking Belkin, let me quick mention their MagSafe Vent Mount Pro. I have this in my Toyota Tundra, my wife has it in her 4Runner, and it's great for magnetically attaching our iPhones to the dash. There's no side clips or special holding mechanisms to hold the phone, and I've never had a phone fall off no matter what bumps I'm going over. I used to worry about it being too heavy on the plastic vent slots, but ours are a little thicker and sturdier, and after several years, no issues yet, and I would give these a strong recommendation if you are like us and do not have wireless CarPlay yet. I mentioned Apple Watch, so let's go there next. This year is the first time I went with the Pro model, and I'm not sure I can even go back. Yes, I love the design aesthetic with the titanium lug and orange accent colors along with a little more demanding of a size. But most of all, honestly, is the sapphire screen. Not having a screen that easily scratches anymore has been the biggest game changer. And along with its increased screen brightness, it is always super easy to read. And not only for reading, but for the extra screen real estate, it is much easier to punch in my passcode or check notifications, which is awesome. I've reviewed the watch already plenty along with other YouTubers, so I'll leave it mostly at that. But in summary, purchasing items with a tap, reading notifications, tracking activity, using it to find my phone, activating the flashlight with the new action button, all the top reasons why I love having this small computer on my wrist, Pro model or not. Sticking with Apple products, here I have the AirPods Pro's 2nd generation. I also have the 1st gen, but let me tell you, the noise canceling was so much improved on this version. I love the size, they fit easily in the little pocket many of us dudes have on our jeans, which means carrying them around home or the office is a breeze. These basically go anywhere I go, whether on a walk, for a work call, or kicking back next to the fireplace and listening to a new album. While the sound quality isn't going to match some fancy over-the-ear headphones, I think most of you that have had a quality set of buds in recent years can attest that they are nothing to laugh at. They are comfortable in the ear, have never fallen out on me, and recharge in the case when I'm not using them, and I give them high praise for what they are. They're simply a great product. All right, can I pause for one non-tech item? Yes, good. Then I want to touch briefly on the Benchmade mini Bugout. I also made an entire video on this in the past. Check it out if you're interested. And I won't drain all the points here, but I basically have this on me every hour of every day unless I'm at work or somewhere that bans such tools. The reason it had to make this list is because I use this all the time. If you never carried a knife, you would be shocked how often it comes in handy. It's just a little bit smaller than a traditional knife and has these polymer sides that make it incredibly light. You won't even notice that it's in your pocket. The blade is super sharp and it's maintained its edge very well over the years. And yes, I've carried this for years and it's in perfect shape. If I'm doing a lot of outdoor work or going on specific adventures, sometimes I'll carry the Leatherman Charge instead because obviously with a multi-tool, there are many more options at your disposal. Okay, back to tech things. Next is more of a grooming item. As you can see, I had this sad little beard here, and for years I've tried out different shavers, and I have to admit, there are a lot of cheap and crappy products out there that have been a complete waste of money. This one is from Norelco, and I got it from Costco, but I'll try to link to this model or one very similar below, as sometimes Costco has slightly different versions than the mass stores. But with this one, you can tell it is quality. It has a nice heft to it. There's no cord, no nickel batteries. Just a nice lithium battery and a charge that lasts seemingly forever. Though a proprietary charger is needed, which is unfortunate. Dang it. So close. As always with these types of products, it comes with a travel bag and a bunch of different attachments and trimmer comb sizes to get the cut you want. On the back up front, I have the Samsung T7 Shield, which is a 2 terabyte model. It connects via USB-C and has this nice rubber sleeve permanently attached to the outside to help absorb shocks and protect it from falls. It is a solid state storage, so there are no moving parts, and it's exceedingly fast. If you need something, you can read or write to it very quickly, and it's gonna last you many years. This is what I would recommend highly. I recently made a video plugging this into the new 15 Pro in order to capture ProRes raw video footage from the camera straight to the drive, and it worked flawlessly. If you're a student, creative, business professional, I consider getting one of these to carry. For my next items, I thought years ago I would never give up my well-engineered steel trimmers, blowers, and other tools for something battery operated, but boy, I was wrong. Honestly, each of these items could be their own video, so I'll dabble on a few key points. First, you have to choose your ecosystem. Whether Ryobi, Ego, DeWalt, Milwaukee, you don't want to have batteries, attachments, chargers, and other gear that span over multiple brands because it is not going to be very efficient. For me, I like the Milwaukee stuff best, and so that's where I have a bunch of batteries that can run my drills, saws, blowers, and other tools. When I cut the grass with my gas engine lawnmower, I'll first click a battery into the trimmer to do the edging around the house and garden. Then after mowing, I'll click the battery into the blower to get all the clippings off the driveway and sidewalks. The blower is a dedicated unit, but for my other tools, I have the power head unit that comes with different attachments like the string trimmer, edger, pole saw, and there are a host of other attachments you can buy as well. Now, each of the tools are quieter than the gas counterparts, have quicker torque, and are frankly just as powerful, if not more. No priming, no spilled gas, and no smelling like exhaust every time you use it for just 5 minutes. I've still kept my gasoline steel chainsaw, as when I need to run that thing, it's usually for hours straight of tough work. But for small, quick stuff, I'll get out the pole saw that's electric when I don't want the drama that comes with a gas machine. Now, I don't mind maintaining and winterizing all the gas equipment. I almost find it sort of therapeutic. But for me, this is just a tiptoe into these waters, and I'm actually getting excited to the point where I feel excited about the snowblowers and lawnmowers for my size yard, and hopefully we get there where these machines can do it that are electric. Hint, hint, Milwaukee tool. Where's our riders and snowblowers? Some of these items are a little spendier than others, and this one I waited long enough until there was a decent deal, and that was for the Dyson Outsize Cordless Vacuum. The reason it is called the Outsize is because the head is a bit wider than their normal models, which means less swipes when you're on the vacuum mission. I have found that one battery is more than enough to take care of our entire house, and for a little extra insurance, they also included a second battery with our unit, which I've been rotating for proper battery health. So it comes with an assortment of different attachments that are useful for crevices, stairs, furniture, and so forth, but what really takes the cake is being free of the cord. The ability to go around the house and up and down the stairs untethered is a win that can't be taken for granted. The unit is light and very maneuverable, which is much appreciated after years of using bulkier and more traditional vacuums, and it empties in seconds. What a time to be alive.
Lightsaber.
2 more items to go. Here I have the Logitech MX Master mouse. Like a few items on this list, I also did a video on this one recently. I use it all the time and at the same time as my Apple trackpad, as they both have their benefits. For this mouse, I just love the precision, the feel, and all the shortcuts I can set with the various buttons and the wheels. On the bottom, I can switch it between my personal, my work computer, or even my iPad, and I just find it to be the ultimate productivity machine and hack, and I cannot give this enough good praises. Last item is my iPad Pro. I tried to stick with items that were maybe not as usual for this list, but I probably use this item more than anything. I used to rock a MacBook Pro as my main machine, and once these iPads got so good and came with really nice keyboard stands, I gave up the laptop and went with a Mac Studio. And so I kind of have the best of both worlds, a powerful desktop machine and a very portable yet powerful tablet. I write on here, play games, watch videos, communicate to others, plan projects. I probably spend way more time than I should on this one device, but I can't help it. I think this was the last version before they started placing the M chips in their lineup, and it still feels it has the horsepower and speed that you would expect and need for everyday tasks. Granted, Apple is starting to develop new features like second monitor support and Final Cut Pro for the iPad that is only available to the M chip versions, which is sort of a bummer. But we'll see if Apple releases some new OLED models next year, or maybe I can look at an upgrade. But till then, I am not complaining at all with this device. As this model is no longer produced, I'll place a link below of the latest version if you want to check it out. And I think I will call it a wrap. That was mostly what I was either carrying or using in 2023 in the tech world. What am I missing? What is your favorite thing you cannot live without? Or what on this list had your eye? Throw the ideas down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up if you thought the content was valuable. Subscribe if you want more info like this, and we will see you on the next one.